what is your most embarrassing high school moment? Ooh, what do you think? Was it you already talked about getting slapped in front of people.
But like, I'm trying to think, do I have a funnier kind of embarrassing
moment? Do you have
moment?
a less, depressing one?
Not really.
I could give you one. You can think about it while I tell mine. I remember in the last year at high school, I can only laugh about this now because like I didn't get seriously hurt. But, in the last year of high school, everyone has their licenses. People drive to school, park in the school parking lot. And I remember a friend of mine was leaving the parking lot and like to just sort of show off and be a little jokester, I like jumped on the hood of her car as she was leaving the parking lot.
Man.
And it was funny. And like, it's in front of all these people. It's at the end of the school day. And she's not going that fast, but I guess she braked pretty quickly without me like anticipating it. And I just went flying off the front of the car in front of like all these people. And I really hurt my wrist actually. And that night I had like a jazz drumming performance. We had like some recital at the high school. And I just remember like my wrist was like shaking. Like I could barely hold on to a drumstick. And like the whole school knew this. And they were like watching me like play through the pain. It was a super surreal moment. But that was, I guess, embarrassing. But
yeah.
I think I did all right.
What lesson did you learn?
Don't jump on moving cars. Don't think this is like a cool thing to do. I'm embarrassed by it now, but... Have you seen that movie Whiplash?
No.
You haven't, eh? When I watched that movie, it really vividly brought back those memories of high school for me. Not that I had a music teacher who was insane and throwing things at my head, but otherwise, that's a really good movie. You should watch Whiplash.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. You have anything to add there, Cristine? No.
No.
Okay. If you could give advice to your high school self, what would it be?
It's going to be over one day. It's all going to be over. Don't worry.
You know what? That's a pretty sad spin on it, but I actually have something similar to say. I think it's when you're in high school, everything kind of feels like it's the end of the world. Mm-hmm. And it makes sense because like those 4 years of your life, when you've only been alive for like 13, 14, 15 years, it's a huge part of your life. And I'm not saying it's not important, but it's really important to keep perspective on the fact that one day the things that happen to you in high school and who you are in high school does not have to define who you are.
I think the other point, just adding to that, is generally where you go to high school isn't your choice. Like you're kind of just put in a high school. It's where you live and this is where your parents tell you to go. And these are just the people in your friend circle. You don't really have much freedom. And so that definitely impacts like your experience. Like maybe you just luck out and you have a great time, there's great people, but maybe you don't, and you don't really have the choice to move anywhere. And you will get those choices one day. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's something to remember, that like, yes, you are stuck and it might be awful, but you will find that freedom to make your own life path.
And if high school wasn't a terrible or isn't a terrible experience for you, enjoy it while you can, because you never are going to be able to sort of recapture that. Like it's a one in a lifetime kind of thing. Hopefully you come out of high school with nice memories and friends that were sort of always feel a little bit like family, or people helped shape you into who you are.